What are the most important things you can teach others in an effort to stop the increasing obesity and health condition rates?
Okay, I think that people should be taught, like, in high school and elementary school, what they're putting in their bodies and the effect that food has. I also think that there should be, like, maybe, like, a mandatory gym class, like, aside from just, like, the fun type, but, like, actually do, like, cardio and, like, have people know, like, what weights to use to build muscle.
Right.
And also, like, have people know, like, what effects fast food has on their body, because really people don't actually know.
Yeah. I feel like those are, like, two really big issues, like, fast food and just, like, unhealthy food in general. And then also, like, the flip side is, like, exercise and physical activity.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, with fast food, it's, like, it's so available. You know
And
what
it's
I
so
mean?
cheap
Yeah.
that it's, like,
You.
crazy cheap.
Yeah.
That it's always going to be there.
And, I mean, like, I have places like Panera and, like, Chipotle, I feel like, try to make, like, a little bit of an effort to, like, have healthier
I
options.
feel like they have salads, but then they also have, like, stuff they, like, their dressing they put in their salad.
Yeah, it's really bad.
So many calories.
Mm-hmm. I think that's, like, that's kind of, like, part of the issue, too, is, like, all of the aspects that go into kind of having a healthy life. Like, there's so many that it could seem, like, overwhelming to people.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because, like, if you eat so much, you at least need to do some exercise.
Yeah.
People don't know how much to do.
So, like, knowing, like, all that you need to do to have a healthy lifestyle, like, what do you think is the most important? Like, that should be addressed first, kind of.
Definitely. I think that should be addressed as, like, what people are eating in their bodies is going to have an effect on them in the, like, the long run.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I feel like people should know, like, if you eat this amount of, like, if you eat this food consistently, you're going to have, like, diabetes, you're going to have all these, consequences. And then I think that people need to actually understand that, like, it's not a healthy life and not a good life to live.
Yeah.
So definitely, like, I definitely think that people should be taught classes. Like, this needs to be addressed.
I think
for sure.
Yeah. That's also, like, I feel like why you're right that it's something that should be taught in school is because, like, there's this thing in Psych that we learn. It's called, like, the not me fallacy. So it's basically, like, you learn about all this stuff, but you, like, don't feel like it applies to you. So you know what I mean? Like, you're always told, like, oh, if you're not active, like, you're gonna become unhealthy, or, like, if you eat terrible food, it's gonna, like, be bad for you, and, like, or, like, oh, you could, like, oh, I know so-and-so who, like, got isn't it, like, type 2 diabetes?
Yeah,
is what you develop from your diet. Like, oh, I know this person that got this, but then they don't actually, like, really be like, oh, wait, if I act like that,
it could happen to me.
Yeah, exactly.
People don't actually know.
Exactly. Another thing is, like, the motivation aspect of it, because how we were saying, like, how much goes into being healthy.
Yeah. It's like, a lot. It's like, it's an all-day thing.
Yeah.
If you think about it. Like, you can't sleep all day. You're not going to be doing anything. Like, you need to be up, you need to be active.
And, like, I think a big problem is just, like, everyone has done it where you're like, oh, New Year's resolution, like, I'm gonna not have chocolate, and then, like, 2 days in, you're like, oh, I really want chocolate. So, knowing that, like, how would you motivate people? Like, if I came to you and I was, like, a mess, and I was like, listen, I need to get my life together, like, I need to start working out, I need to start eating healthy, how would you, like, motivate me?
I'd probably honestly do it with you.
Yeah.
To motivate you.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, we'll do it together. Because, like, if you're gonna eat healthy, I'm gonna eat healthy.
Yeah.
And then it'll make me feel better about myself.
Yeah.
Too. It's like a two for, like, one, basically.
I feel like that's, like, you learn, I bet you've learned it too, like, the whole, like, extrinsic versus, like, intrinsic rewards.
Oh, like.
So, like, extrinsic would be, like, oh, like, you know how with little kids, you might be like, okay, I used to suck my fingers, so my parents would be like, they had a calendar, and it, like, if I didn't suck my fingers that day,
get, like, a reward.
I'd get, like, a sticker, and then, like, if I didn't do it a whole week, they'd, like, give me candy or something. So that's, like, an extrinsic reward, like, oh, you get this.
Okay.
But I feel like eating healthy and just, like, being healthy in general is kind of, like, intrinsic, which is where, like, you have to, like, want to. Like, intrinsic
yourself,
rewards
right.
are, like, stuff internally. Like, oh, like, it makes me happy to do this. Or, like,
okay.
I feel proud when, like, with us, like, with running, like, oh, I run because I actually like to.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, some people are like, oh, I run because I want to win,
yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that. I feel like that's why sometimes it's harder to motivate people to, like, live healthy, because, like, the only, like, real, like, physical, like, reward you're gonna get is, like, yourself.
Right. A lot of people don't have that. Like,
Yeah.
they don't really care enough.
I know. I agree.
Like, that's why Barrett is so overweight.
Well, actually, funny you should mention about, I found a thing, because I was, like, researching, like, what are the top, like, health conditions, because I wanted to look, like, not just obesity and stuff. But that's, like, the main thing is, like, obesity and lack of physical activity. Like I said, 50% of adults don't meet their aerobic physical activity. That was, like, a CDC
That's a lot.
article. I know. So it's, like, and if you think 18 years old is, like, we're all 18 here. So that means, like, even including, like, our age, like, I was thinking, like, all of, like, the athletes and stuff are still, like, adults. So for there still to be, like, 50% of that.
Because 18 is considered an adult. Like, that's a lot.
I know. And, like, the other aspect is, like, think of, like, everything that, like, aerobic. Like, how you were saying, like, we should teach people how to do, like, cardio.
Yeah.
Because, like, that type of exercise is, like, it's not even just, like, losing weight or something like that. It's, like, literally your heart.
Yeah.
Like, your heart needs to be working well.
So many issues will come with it if you don't.
Yeah. Another thing, like, I found on this website called Psychologies, they were, like, addressing a lot how going outside is, like, a big thing. Because, like, which I never realized, because I feel like where we live, like, people do go outside for the most part.
You have to walk to class every day.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? But kind of like, but then people, like, after class will just stay in.
I know.
Too.
Which is, like, the bad part.
That's true, yeah.
Because, like, the other thing is, like, you get vitamin D, like, so going out in the sunlight helps you absorb vitamin D.
Right.
Which, like, can lead to, it said on that website that it'll reduce your risk of cancer, heart disease, and improve your immune function. So I was like, these people, like, literally, if they went for a walk every day, like, outside, there's your aerobic activity, there's your outsideness,
you won't get sick as much.
Yeah, like, literally, like, I don't know. That's why I feel like it's such, like, in general, just, like, being healthy is such a hard problem, because, like, it's so, like, simple. But then on the other hand, there's, like,
a lot of people are too lazy to do it, too.
Yeah. And it's just the idea that, like, you have to actually take the time. Like, even though going for a walk is, like, an easy activity, it's, like, you still have to set aside, like, 20 minutes or a half hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
And then, like, another thing I was looking into was just, like, the influence of not only just, like, fast food, but just, like, processed food. Because you know how some people are, like, the whole, like, I made cookies from scratch.
Yeah.
And they're, like, the cookie dough tube. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and it's, like,
and
that's
then they already come.
Yeah, and it's, like, that's not making cookies, because, like, you still don't know what you're putting into your body.
And those are, like, the worst cookies to make anyway.
I know. I think that there's a correlation between people being conscientious and their ability to make healthful decisions, like being conscientious of what they're doing in their life. So how would you recommend that a person becomes more conscientious so that they can reach their goals?
Definitely, like, going to, like, say, Wegmans, picking better foods, like, picking more of, like, the organic section, going there instead of buying, say, Oreos or Ho-Hos.
Right.
Like, stuff like that that's, like, unnecessarily needed.
Right.
Yeah, I would say just, like, try to pick better food. Like, if you're gonna do, like, say, cream cheese, get, like, the 1/3 less fat.
Right. So, like,
maybe, like, not necessarily cut out everything from your diet, but kind of make those little
tweaks.
Yeah, tweaks, yeah, like, and then start going, like, deep in.
Yeah, like, you just have to kind of, like, acknowledge. I feel like that's, like, the main part of, like, being conscientious is, like, you just have to acknowledge where you, like, could have a problem.
Exactly.